What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Rolling with Bear Man. This is episode 3 of the Longship conversion. If you don't already know, I'm turning my 2005 Toyota Sequoia, aka the Longship, into the ultimate camper SUV. And once it's finished, I'm hitting the road full time with you. Yes, you. So I hope you're just as excited as I am, because we got a lot of adventures ahead of us. On this episode, we're going to try to get as much woodworking done as we can, including finishing the couch that'll convert into a bed, and building the cabinets on the left side, and then attaching everything to the base so we can slide it into the Longship. Look how cute this fool is. What? What is it? What is it? And once we have the van, y'all, the Mishka's coming on the adventures. Let's get on down to the garage and let's get to work. And as always, let's roll. Now to make the rounded edges on these cubby slots here, I'm just using a little espresso mug. And then honestly, I'm just gonna try to freehand it with the jigsaw. Hopefully we get the outcome that we're looking for, but again, if we mess up, you won't have to. There we go. Looks good with the drawing, but we'll see how it works. Alright, now we gotta use the jigsaw to round these corners on each side. Very nice. Well, good enough. Doesn't look too bad. Got our lids right here. So now, because we're putting these back on, we have to put little wood stoppers here for the lid to sit on, because this is going to be underneath the bed / bench area, so I'll be putting a lot of weight on here. Alright, we are now realizing that the hinges that we bought aren't going to fit on this little spot. This is where the bed is going to go, so this needs to fold up so it can go into couch mode. So we need to go back to the hardware store to pick up some hinges that will fit. And I will say, guys, this is very draining, I guess is the word. A lot of mental energy you got to put into this, and it's like something goes wrong, it just feels like the end of the world. But again, this is the very first project that I've ever done like this, so gotta learn. Alright, so this will be the platform that the cabinets sit on top of. This is the cover of the left side, so I'm gonna get these cubbies drawn out and then cut those out. Alright, y'all, we got quite a bit of stuff done today. I would say today was by far the most that we got done in a day, at least visually. Let's see, we got our cubby cutouts and the top for the left side for the sleeping platform, the right side of the sleeping platform, middle of the sleeping platform, and then this end piece that we got to put legs on that extend out and then in turn extend back in. Oh, and we cut somewhere over here the divider and measured everything out for the kitchen drawer on the left side. I think that's it. Alright, y'all, next day on the Longship build. Today I think we're going to assemble the base layer, which is probably going to be the biggest step in the build. This is where it's all going to start to really come together, because we'll be able to see all our work assembled. So fingers crossed we don't run into any issues and we have to recut our wood or anything like that, but go see how it works. And in order to attach all of this to the base, we're going to use this pocket hole jig thing. But essentially this is going to allow us to attach all the stuff that we built to the base without having to drill in from the bottom, which is what we were originally going to do. I don't know, hard to explain, but you guys will see. Nice. Alright, change of plans. It started raining on us yesterday, so assembly today. Let's roll. Y'all, unfortunately, I screwed up big time here. I think I might have accidentally hit a button on the camera and switched it out of video mode into SQL mode. That's the mode for shooting slow motion video, and it doesn't pick up any audio. You can see it's all just slow and weird. And this was just a huge L on my part. This was the day that I really recorded a lot of stuff and I was really talking to the camera the most. So definitely a bummer, but hey, it happened. Nothing we can do about it now. At least I still had the GoPro set up, so I'm gonna just roll the time lapse and let y'all see. If there's anything that I want to mention, I'll come back on here and hit a little voiceover for you. And my apologies if my energy is a little bit different in this video. This project is just very overwhelming. I don't know. I also just really haven't been feeling like myself lately. But hopefully once we're back on the road, back adventuring in nature, everything will go back to normal. So, my bad. There it is in the Longship, guys. I'm pretty pleased with that. I don't know, what y'all think? Let me know. Alright y'all, next day on the Longship build, let's get down there and get to work. And today I'm gonna try to make sure that the camera stays in the right mode so we can actually use the footage that we get today. Unlike yesterday where we had that major screw up. Those are just things you gotta just try to learn from and not let it get you too down. I know it's hard to have that mindset in the moment. I mean, I was so devastated yesterday when I found out that all of that footage was unusable, but hey, hopefully that means it won't happen again because I'll be more cautious going forward. But anyways, let's roll. So today we're gonna start with putting in these little resting things for the lids of the cubbies to rest on. And I'm probably just gonna do mostly time-lapse GoPro for today. I'll pick up the camera when I can, but after the other day, I just don't wanna, I don't know, time-lapse will do though. Alright, got these all attached for the lids to rest on. There we go, that one fits. Lift it. Alright, next we're moving on to the hinges. We already got these ones put on. Got one on both sides. This is going to be the mattress slot. So we'll put the mattress folded up into here when it's in couch mode. And then laid across for bed mode. And then these storage cubbies, just getting the hinges on those. Alright, we got the right side sleeping platform installed. I think this will be used as my pantry and then that as my closet. So definitely going to be downsizing as far as wardrobe goes. But guys, the few days that it rains here in Southern California have all been on days that we're doing some conversion work. We just started to feel some droplets coming down, so we're packing everything up and we're gonna call it for the day there. But I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace, y'all. Alright, y'all. Next day on the Longship build. Let's get down there and get to work. And I really just do not feel like talking to the camera today. Alright, let's get rolling. We got 2 3/4-inch blocks on this side, and then 1/4-inch stands on the other 5. All right, now we're making the wood cutout to throw in here to cover up all this non-good looking stuff. But see, because of this angle, we gotta get it quite exact. So that's what we've been doing. Now we just gotta get it cut out using the jigsaw with the fine scrolling blade. So you see they have the different blades for depending on what you're cutting. Wood scroll cutting, fine scroll cutting, we're gonna go with that. There's a reels joke somewhere in there. All right, moment of truth. Go for it. The father bear. Let's see. Drum roll, drum roll.
How bad can it be? Whoa.
Oh, we probably have to take the thing off. Well, let's try again. All right, if the shoe fits, or something like that, I don't know. But hey, it ain't perfect, but that'll do for sure. And we're gonna have this sleeping platform extending out over this wheel well, so you won't be able to see the wheel well or any of that. All right, that is where we're calling it for the day. So, to recap, we got this done out of the way, which is nice. That was something we were kind of unsure about how it would go, but it wasn't too difficult. Got this readjusted and cut to size. Got the stands, the whole base on stands. And we do that so there's a little ventilation going through underneath, just in case there's any moisture or water gets in the car. Can help with the prevention of mold. And I believe that is all for the day. It was a lot of having to, you know, measure, remeasure and whatnot, which, like I've been saying, takes a long time. Whew. I need me some dinner. All right, guys, I will catch you all tomorrow when we get back to work. Peace. Next day at Longship build, y'all. Let's get down there and let's get to work. Today we're working on kitchen drawer. All right, got the drawer all cut out, all the wood cut out to size. We're gonna wait for the slides before we assemble it, just in case we need to make any changes. It's better safe than sorry. So for now, we're gonna get the top left side platform, sleeping platform slash where the cabinets are going on, cut to size. It was a little bit, or a lot of it sticking out over here. So now that we have this in, we're gonna remeasure and make the cut on that thing. All right, check it out now, guys. We got this recut to size, so this fits in there now. Got this little corner cut out as well. The middle platform, this is what it looks like when it's in sleep mode, and then obviously I'll have the mattress on top, which I still need to get. I'm hoping to have someone send me a mattress, but I don't know, we'll see. I've been lagging on reaching out to brands. And then we have this L piece. Right now, that's just so we can see it all. I'm gonna have, or I already ordered some legs, some Temu legs, not real legs, but metal fold out shelf things that we're gonna use, improvise, and throw them under here so they can fold out and become legs. And then in turn, just fold up so we can store it away behind the couch cushion when it's in couch mode. But that's a lot of sleeping space, guys. It's gonna be very nice. I'm not used to having that much, or I mean when I'm on my adventures, that is. You guys know I usually don't get the best night's sleep because of it. So, fingers crossed with the new setup, amongst many other positive things, I will have improved sleep. But it's crazy, it's coming along. I mean, I wouldn't say that I didn't think we could ever get to this point, but it definitely seems very far out at the beginning, so it's cool that we're not pretty much done, but a few more days, I think, and then I think we should be able to get it finished. And guys, everybody hop in the comments right now and throw at W Father Bear.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it without this guy.
Yeah, big guy.
No
That's
chance.
fun.
Yeah, literally not a shot in hell I'd be able to do this without the help, so thanks again, Dad. So let's see. We got to get the drawer assembled. Once we receive all the parts for that, we got to get the cabinets made. We already have the measurements for them. We're gonna have to recheck them, of course, but we already have at least what we think are the correct measurements. And then I think we should have enough 1/2-inch wood to be able to craft those cabinets with. Oh, then we gotta put the holes in all our cabinet lids so I can easily lift them out. But yeah, other than that, I think that's all. But of course, I'm sure there's gonna be some little things that we gotta figure out along the way. So we'll call it maybe 2.5 to 3 more days. Should we call it there for the day?
I'm done.
Yeah, same. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next conversion day. We're gonna do some work tomorrow too. Catch you guys tomorrow then. Peace. All right, y'all, next day of the Longship conversion. I finally got my packages from Temu, but let's roll on down there and get to work. On the agenda for today, I think we're gonna start with assembling that drawer. My dad's just working on some miscellaneous things, just sanding down the corners of everything, making it all look pretty and whatnot. I'll pick up the camera if I need to tell you guys anything, but if not, you'll see the time lapse. Speaking of, I still gotta get set up, but let's get to work, y'all. All right, so for the drawer assembly, we're gonna put pocket holes and everything, and then assemble it that way so we can't see the screws. Boom, easy as that. Alright y'all, the drawer has proven to be a little more difficult than I was expecting. And we're having some issues with the pocket screws as well, which is just a pain. Oh, and on top of that, the 2 drawer slides that the seller on Amazon sent us are 2 right-handed drawer slides. So we need 1 right, 1 left. But we already have everything measured for these drawer slides. So we're just saying screw it. Alright, moment of truth, guys. Look at that. Good looking drawer. Now, we don't have the drawer slides attached yet, but just gonna see how she looks. Nice. Alright, you guys, just got all cleaned up. That's what we're calling it for the day. Alright, y'all, next day of the Longship conversion. We only got a little bit of work to do today because we got the March Madness game. We're big Duke fans in this household, so can't miss that. That game starts at noon. It's 10:30 right now, so we're just going to get a little bit of stuff done. And who knows, maybe we'll do some work after that too, but we're going to play it by ear. But let's roll on down there. Let's get to work. On the agenda today, we're gonna see if we can get these drawer slides mounted on here and complete the drawer. Alright, well the drawer is a little more difficult. Well, not even more difficult than expected because I was expecting it to be difficult. But you just have to have it very precise and very accurate in order for the slide to be as perfect as you can get it. But the Duke game started 10 minutes ago, so alright, I'm calling it. Alright y'all, next day of Longship conversion. We didn't end up doing anything else yesterday after the Duke game, so let's get to work. Alright y'all, let's get back to work. Took a little break to watch the UFC fights, but we did finally get the drawer figured out right when we stopped working. And man, I knew that drawer was going to be difficult, but I did not know how difficult it was going to be. That took a while. A lot of, you know, going back and forth, tweaking with it. You'll see on the time lapse, it took a long time. But let's roll on out there and see what's next. Check it out. This is the drawer with the locks, of course. Got the table. Good morning, y'all. It is the next day of the Longship conversion. You know, I think we're nearing the end. There's still some stuff to do, but I think we're getting close. But to be fair, I did think we were getting close like a week ago, and we're still not finished. There's just a lot of little things that come up that take a lot more time than you would think, and that drawer took a long time. I think we spent like an entire day and a half getting that drawer perfect, but it looks so good now, guys. I'm so hyped for that. So we got the table, the drawer. Hopefully the drawer actually holds the weight that it claims to be able to hold. We had a lot of issues with this drawer. On the agenda today, we're getting the insulation all up in here so we can put on this, and then depending on how long that takes, we're gonna try to attach the top of this, and then once that's attached, we build the cabinets on top, and then the urinal thing on this side that I was telling y'all about. And then after that, I'm pretty sure we're done. But like I already said, I'm sure something will come up. But anyways, let's get rolling. Alright y'all, the Armaflex insulation actually ended up working a lot better than I was originally expecting. You can see we made a lot of different cuts and just kind of put it all together like a puzzle, which is kind of what you got to do, especially because we don't have full access. You know, this metal part is still over where we want to get the insulation. And again, it probably isn't going to make a huge difference as far as temperature, just because the entire car isn't insulated, but I think it'll definitely help with the sound. I mean, hey, it's better than nothing. So don't come at me in the comments. It seems like a lot of the insulation people on YouTube are very particular, we'll put it at that. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but this works. It doesn't gotta be perfect. That's one thing I gotta try to keep reminding myself, you know, everything doesn't have to be perfect. Because I mean, you do want everything to be as close to perfect as possible, especially because I'm going to be spending a lot of time in here. But at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be completely to a T. And that just goes for everything in life. I'm trying to do better at that. Like with the videos, I always try to make them perfect. I spend a lot of time editing on them. It ends up pushing the video out further and further. So my apologies if the long form episodes are very spaced out, but we're working on it. But I think that's all the insulation that we're gonna do. So next step. All right, got this thing set in place. We still need to re-find all the plugs in order to secure it in. All right, next step, getting the top part of this on, and that's where we're gonna build the cabinets on top of that. Oh shoot, we didn't think about that.
If we cut right there.
Hey, I told you there'd be little things we had to fix along the way, so part of the process. All right, I think this top is ready to install. All right, y'all, it is the next day of the Longship conversion. Let's roll on down there and let's get to work. So first we gotta get the measurements for the cabinets. All right, we got the measurements all drawn out for the front of the cabinet. Now we're gonna make some cuts. Alright, we got all our wood cut for these side cabinets. Now we just gotta cut out the little cubby holes using that plunge saw that we got loaned from our neighbor. Stroke. Alright, y'all, we're gonna call it for the day there. Got the little cubby holes cut out. Got the slants cut and everything. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to just drill our pocket holes and then get the cabinet assembled and then attach it to the base. We'll definitely have to double check the fit and everything, those slant cuts that we made, make sure that they're in the right spots and that they're angled enough and everything. Make sure it all fits. And then depending on that, maybe make some extra cuts, maybe not. And then we just assemble and attach. And then I gotta vacuum all this sawdust up around the whole car. But after that, pretty sure we're finished. Oh, and as far as the urinal, the pee hole goes, we're not gonna do that anymore. We thought the hole that we were gonna use was identical on both sides, you know, mirrored, but it turns out there's no hole on this side. And because this is our kitchen drawer, we can't use it on this side. So we just decided to scrap that idea. But I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace. Alright, y'all, it's the next day of the Longship conversion, and guys, I think this might be our very last day. I think we're going to be able to get it completely finished today, but fingers crossed. As I've mentioned before, additional things always come up, so we'll see. So all that's left is getting the cabinets assembled and then attached to the base here. But let's get rolling. Alright, now we got to get pocket holes in all the cabinet pieces so we can attach it to the base. Alright, we got the cabinets attached to the base there. And the very last thing to do, at least I hope it's the last thing to do, is to attach the top of this little table section of the cabinets, which we're just gonna screw through the top of these because it's kind of hard to get in for pocket holes there. And then after that, get everything cleaned up, any sanding we might need to do, and then vacuum all the sawdust because there's a lot of it. And then I think that's it.
Hit the road.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's do it. All right, y'all. Very last screw.
Woohoo! Can't believe it.
Cheers. All right. Nice. We did it.
Can't believe it, but we did it.
I actually cannot believe it. Look at that, guys. Not too bad at all. Oh, we do need to put the holes in the cubbies.
Oh yeah.
It's like perfect size too for these cabinets. It's tucked away in the corner. Our fancy drawer. Looking beautiful, guys. Now I just gotta start reaching out to brands. I've still yet to do that. See if anyone wants to send me some stuff to be in the truck permanently. And hey, if any brands are watching, you'll be on all my adventures. I'll shout you out plenty. But it's just a matter of getting on my computer and sending out some emails. Hopefully we can find some cool brands to work with, just like home. I'll definitely show you all the final product once everything's cleaned up and vacuumed. All right, actually we are gonna hit the holes real quick in those cubby slash cabinet lids. All right, y'all, we got cubby holes there and there. And then on this side, I just ended up doing little makeshift pull tabs with some duct tape, because unless you have a separate piece of wood under here clamped, it splinters really bad when the drill hole comes through. But since these are detachable, we were able to just pull them off and attach that piece of wood on the bottom. But hey, I don't mind this at all. I think this is chilling. And we still do have to figure out the headpiece for sleeping, you know, the one that folds up with the legs. But hey, like I said, stuff was gonna come up, and sure enough, it did. So not quite done, but a majority of the hard part is finished. So, but we're just gonna figure that out this weekend. We're calling it for the day. All right, y'all, it is about a week or so after we have completed the build. I just returned from the very first trip in the new and improved Longship right out back. So you'll have to wait till that video comes out to see the full finished product. Gotta give y'all something to look forward to, you know what I mean? But y'all, I am very pleased with the finished product. It was so nice having the complete conversion out on the adventure. So stay tuned, make sure you keep an eye out for that video. Shouldn't be very long until that one comes out. I'll also make sure to film a full detailed walkthrough of the entire conversion, how it looks now, you know, where everything's stored, what the different cubbies are used for, all the good stuff. But as always, I appreciate the heck out of you guys for watching. That was quite a project. Sheesh, I did not think we could get through it. But hey, we finally did it. Well, not that I didn't think we could get through it, but I'm definitely glad that it is done and we can get back on the road. Lots of adventures coming soon. Stay tuned, y'all. And again, I apologize if the energy was a little bit off in this video. It was just a very long, overwhelming project. I mean, that was unlike anything I've ever done before, but hey, we're on the other side of it now, so we all good. We made it through. Feel free to subscribe so you can roll on along on all our future adventures. Hit the like, the bell, all that good stuff too. But hey, only if you want to. No pressure. I'll catch y'all on the next adventure. Peace, y'all.